Hello, scholars. Welcome to the Listen to Reading Center on your very first Daily 5 passport. Congratulations for making it this far on your passport. I'm really excited to announce to you that we will be reading Jeff Kinney's Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg Heffley's journal in the Listen to Reading Center. Now, when you're in the Listen to Reading Center, it's very important that you do a few things. First, make sure that you have headphones and that they're plugged in. You don't want the noise from your computer to be heard by other people doing other work around you. Second, make sure that you have your copy to read along with. When I look over at you in the Listen to Reading Center, I should see you following along in your own copy of the book with your finger. Third, make sure that you have your writing response journal. At the end of this recording, during Listen to Reading, I'm going to be asking you to answer a few questions that go toward our learning target of creating a summary. So, if you have all of those things, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you don't have them, quickly pause this video and go grab them and come back. All right, so we're going to get right into it with Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I'm really excited about reading this one because this is actually my first time reading it, and there's a possibility that we may be able to watch the video in the future. And on top of that, it goes along with our realistic fiction genre, and just like Maniac McGee, which we're reading as a whole class. Here's the first entry. September. Tuesday. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. I know what it says on the cover, but when Mom went out to buy this thing, I specifically told her to get one that didn't say diary on it. Great. All I need is for some jerk to catch me carrying this book around and get the wrong idea. Sissy, punch. The other thing I want to clear up right away is that this was Mom's idea, not mine. But if she thinks I'm going to write down my feelings in here or whatever, she's crazy. So, just don't expect me to be all, Dear Diary this, and Dear Diary that. The only reason I agreed to do this at all is because I figure later on when I'm rich and famous, I'll have better things to do than answer people's stupid questions all day long. So, this book is gonna come in handy. Gregory, tell us all about your childhood. Were you always so smart and handsome? Here's my journal. Now shoo. Like I said, I'll be famous one day. But for now, I'm stuck in middle school with a bunch of morons. Let me just say for the record that I think middle school is the dumbest idea ever invented. You got kids like me who haven't hit their growth spurt yet, mixed with all these gorillas who need to shave twice a day. Out of my way, runts! And then they wonder why bullying is such a big problem in middle school. If it was up to me, grade levels would be based on height, not age. But then again, I guess that would mean kids like Charik Gupta would still be in the first grade. Today is the first day of school, and right now we're just waiting around for the teacher to hurry up and finish the seating chart. So I figured I might as well write in this book to pass the time. By the way, let me give you some good advice. On the first day of school, you got to be real careful where you sit. You walk into the classroom and just plunk your stuff down on any old desk, and the next thing you know, the teacher is saying, I hope you all like where you're sitting, because these are your permanent seats. Gah! So, in this class, I got stuck with Chris Hosey in front of me and Lionel James in back of me. Jason Brill came in late and almost sat to my right, but luckily I stopped that from happening at the last second. Is this seat taken? Yes, yes! Next period, I should just sit in the middle of a bunch of hot girls as soon as I step in the room. But I guess if I do that, it just proves I didn't learn anything from last year. And here's a picture of last year. Greg, will you please pass this note to Shelley? Why, certainly. Then the note says, Greg is a dork. Man, I don't know what is up with girls these days. It used to be a whole lot simpler back in elementary school. The deal was, if you were the fastest runner in your class, you got all the girls. And in the 5th grade, the fastest runner was Ronnie McCoy. Nowadays, it's a whole lot more complicated. Now, it's about the kind of clothes you wear, or how rich you are, or if you have a cute butt or whatever. And kids like Ronnie McCoy are scratching their heads, wondering what the heck happened. The most popular boy in my grade is Bryce Anderson. The thing that really stinks is that I have always been into girls, but kids like Bryce have only come around in the last couple of years. I remember how Bryce used to act back in elementary school. Girls are stinky poos. Yeah, I don't think girls are stinky poos. But of course now I don't get any credit for sticking with the girls all this time. Like I said, Bryce is the most popular kid in our grade. So that leaves all the rest of us guys scrambling for the other spots. The best I can figure is that I'm somewhere around 52nd or 53rd most popular this year. But the good news is that I'm about to move up one spot because Charlie Davies is above me and he's getting his braces next week. I try to explain all this popularity stuff to my friend Raleigh, who is probably hovering right around the 150 mark, by the way. But I think it just goes in one ear and out the other with him. All right, scholars, that's where we're going to stop reading for today. We're going to continue on with this. The next time you come to the center, you're going to pick part 2 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But now that we have finished reading, in your journal or on your piece of paper, go ahead and write your name. And we are going to answer just a few questions that are going to help you write your summary. And with our learning target this week of creating summaries. So, if you are in my afternoon class, so if you're in my afternoon ELA class, you are going to write a summary of we read in part 1 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, if you are in my morning ELA class, ignore that because I want you to work toward reaching our learning target for this week, which is answering the questions who, what, when, where, why, and how in order to summarize a story and check your understanding of it. So, after I finish typing morning ELA class, you guys are going to copy down the questions that I wrote here, and then you're going to write your own answers to them. The first question I want you to answer is, who is this story about? Question number 2 that I want you to answer is, what happened in part 1 of Diary of a Wimpy Kid? And then I'm going to have you answer, why did that happen? Those are the 3 I'm going to have you answer for part 1. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and pause the video here so that you can go ahead and write those questions down, just the 3 of them, in your journal. I expect you to answer them in complete sentences. Put your name on the top right and the date underneath that. I hope you enjoyed what we read so far. I look forward to reading more of the book with you. And congratulations, you finished your first Listen to Reading Center.